What are we doing here for let's try these two things. Have a safe journey. Thank you, I will. I think that the world, the material world, is set up to keep people on their toes, to keep people living in fear, to keep people relying on the belief that they need external sources of nourishment and, you know, things like that. And I think once you start to realise that we've been manipulated, or should I say we've allowed, because of our misunderstandings, we've allowed ourselves to be manipulated, I think then things start to change then. You can start to stand on your own 2 feet, you can start to say no, you can start to not accept the unacceptable any longer. But there's no point in fighting against something, because it really is our lack of understanding and our ignorance that have caused us to be placed in this victim situation, if you like. So yeah, once you see that emotional blackmail no longer works on you when you become fearless, you know. And if you like, if there are outside forces trying to manipulate us, they wouldn't like the message of open-heartedness to be passed on, you see. You know, and the heart closes down, for want of a better way of saying it. When we get threatened, the heart closes down and we go into a fear-based reaction. So if you can identify the bodily signals that are sent when you're in fight or flight, and then disengage from it, and then think, then you've got a much better chance of going forward. If you make choices based upon an open heart, and you allow and understand that it's the heart intelligence that's guiding you, then my view is a very hopeful one, in that you'll be guided into what's best for you and the people around you. The most difficult thing is to surrender your thinking and try to be guided by your feelings from a deep level. And you've sort of got to experience the feeling that you're talking about, because I used to think I knew what I was talking about psychologically. I thought that that was it, until I started to feel this flowing feeling, you know. And it never works by force. It always works by sort of gentle, subtle, flowing feeling, really. I think that must be the still small voice inside, you know, and the gentle hand leading you in the right direction. Everything that the ancient texts have been saying all along, really. It's this thing, this unconditional love that people talk about. Some people call it grace, some people call it healing spirit. Doesn't matter what you call it. It's how you feel it, that's the important thing. And I'm happy, you know, most of the time. You know, I'm not perfect yet, you know, there's bits and pieces that still need to be worked on. But I'm happy that I'm going in the right direction. And people say to me, well, which direction's that? I'll say, I've got no idea, you know. So yeah, the hope is that if you can stop looking outwards for answers and start looking inwards, you've got a much better chance of a happier life. I can maybe record me getting stopped by the police. I believe there is. I think we've been cluttered and we've been bombarded and we've been fed with indigestible material that doesn't correspond with, you know, it's about digesting. It's about the thoughts we're trying to digest, the food we're trying to digest, you know. It's either toxic food stuff or, you know, it's clean. And my thing about clean living now, it's not to become a saint. It's just about more honesty, more self-honesty, and being more aware of how you're thinking, how you're feeling, how you're acting. Personal responsibility, because I do believe what they say, you know, about, it's called karma, you know, what you give out is immediately reflected back to you. And if you can understand that, then you become 100% responsible then for your emotional state and the choices that you make. I'm happy now, you know, I know that there's nobody else to blame, and it's not really about blame. Blame and responsibility are different things. You know, blame's an ego trap, really. Responsibility is more of a balanced outlook, or a balanced in look.